Hello, my name is Chevalier. Welcome back for another episode of Ep13 as Hedjaz. In previous episode, we were pulled into the Prussian market, and then our economy utterly collapsed. We tried to get independence, but that was stopped by both Russia and Britain. Plus, you know, Egypt being quite strong as well, so we had to pull back. So we're currently still paying the war reparations to Egypt for that one. We didn't actually have the war, but it did sort of cause some issues. We could go for the ginger cranes. I mean, I suppose if we go for the breech loading artillery directly, that's 3 years. We could do that, but I suppose we can also now go for the universities and switch those into philosophy departments. So we get more qualifications and more innovation total. And that is going to allow us to get the research done. Well, it's not going to speed up the research that much, but it will probably help at least a little bit. And then if, well, actually, Armed Forces already give them minus 10% for Militech cost now, so that's actually not too bad. A man in demand. They want one of my commanders to be sent there. He's a pretty decent commander, but sure, at least we don't owe obligations at this stage then. Let's just go ahead and recruit a new general for Arabia then. Ooh, stalwart defender, expert defensive strategist, open terrain commander, so offense in open terrain, and less morale loss, less morale recovery as well from the impervious, but yeah, we'll take that one. It is a land orders general, to be fair, but oh, right. So we've got 2 trade routes. We've got 2 generals. I suppose the population is increasing, so we need more bureaucracy over time. Speaking of which, we still got. Oh, actually, we've got several government administrations underway now. We've got 1 in Amhara, 2 in Amhara actually. I don't think we necessarily need 2, so I'm going to move that one all the way down. We're going to get the tobacco plantation, then the barracks, some railways. But we got another 2 years until the war reparations to Egypt ends, so that's going to allow us to recover a little bit of the economy. I mean, we are currently somewhat recovered, thanks to Russia paying off our loans in the previous episode. We do want to start increasing our military size a little bit further, though, but let's have a look at the military goods. Ironclad's price is pretty high. Man of War's price is... Oh, actually, Man of War's price is pretty high. Okay. That means that we could probably switch the shipyard in Oman to start making some military shipping again. For a little bit extra profit. So the wood price is also bloody massive. And that might be partially because none of these 3 have proper market access yet. Like, one of them's got fairly decent. Is that? Yeah, it's got the road mentions in there as well. It would require another piece of railway, I suppose, but I guess a lot of that's just to the lack of coal. And we can't really import more coal right now either. But we are now up to a total of 52 battalions. We got 6 in garrisons, 7 in garrisons now, so 53 total. And we got 46 in the armies themselves. So is this one the one from... Yeah, this is the Ethiopian army. I could probably just promote... Well, actually, no, we don't want to spend the bureaucracy right now for that. We don't want to increase the tax waste too much. I mean, we've got a bit of gold reserve right now, so technically speaking, we could do that, but it's probably not a smart idea. Ah, we can support more interests. Ah, we lost the one in Nile. Ah, okay. So for a moment, we lost all of it. Technically speaking, Marina Kingdom, would that be something we could maybe take for the coal? Or we go, you know what, we'll put in at least interest in Sundry, even if we don't do anything in there. But that's going to open up some... Oh, actually, Marina, do you have... You don't have any of the coal mines yet. We've got some dye plantations in there, at least. There's potential for some good stuff. But it is not guaranteed by any means. So we've got a decent income. And still... decent bit of time. Oh, right. Is there any laws that we could pass? There's the monarchy... Our government... right, so it's basically just the armed forces that... Oh, speaking of armed forces, we could actually start... boosting some of these factions. So Sunni Elema is quite powerful. I'm going to want to probably boost the industrialists, or bolster, and then maybe... Oh, well, there goes a little bit already. And is there any better taxes? So that's 900 from the class tax. We could switch that to the T tax. There we go, so that might be giving us a bit better money at least. And looks like the furniture manufacturers in Amhara, which is being built by the private industries, is going to be done soon. I mean, there is probably a pretty decent amount. Yeah, the wood over here isn't too bad. The tools, on the other hand, are a little bit lacking. Do we have access to... We probably can get a little bit iron in here, but not a lot. Mostly because... I mean, this one's got okay access to iron. But I suppose the overall iron need is pretty high, and I doubt we can actually get the coal needed to increase the productions here. They'll just have to wait for now. So Trucial State is part of the British market, I'm pretty sure about that. If you want to expand to get coal, then I suppose Marina Kingdom would probably be the one that we could try. But of course, if we have a look for conquest of Madagascar, France would probably side with the enemy. So that's not very helpful, because they are domineering, and I suppose they might feel kind of... yeah, they got good relations with France. They're friendly. Right, so that's not going to be an option then either. Hey, production tech cost is now minus 10%, thanks to industrialists not being quite as upset anymore. Oh, and we lost that modifier. Well, we'll hopefully get that back soon. How's the... Okay, the radical numbers are now 7.4 million, so it is going down with a steady speed. It's not a massive speed, mind you, but it is a steady speed. Oh, actually, one thing that I could do now... Yeah, I'm going to go a bit lower taxation, so that's going to start reducing the gain of radicals from standard of living decreases, and also it means that people have a bit more money to spare to sort of spend on buying more things, so that's going to increase revenues of various things. And also, standard of living is going to start increasing, so I think that's actually going to be a good one. Does that... Right, that did have an impact on the legitimacy as well, so that does improve it slightly. We're not going to be able to drop the taxes any further right now, but this is actually going to be very helpful. Oh, yeah, no, it's the radical numbers are now dropping very quickly. Well, that's good news for us. So we also... Oh, yeah, we got some government administration. So let's go ahead and see if there's any more coal that we could import. I think coal is one of those things that we just need a lot. There's not that many nations that we aren't importing... Well, I mean, Prussian market maybe, but I don't think they have a lot of coal either. Silk is another thing that we could try importing a bit more. Spain... Maybe from... Well, you know what, we'll import some from the Spanish market, I suppose. It was going to reduce the production cost for that. I'll take it. And iron is, I suppose, another thing that we could start importing. So, import. That we can get a lot from Prussia, actually. It's going to take a decent bit of convoys, but as long as I'm not at war, I don't think that's going to be a problem. So if we can get the iron needed, we can start getting a lot more tools, which means that we can get a lot more of the other things as well into our market. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, we've got the max relations with Britain right now, so that's good. They've got a bit of wars brewing there. And we're still making a bit of cash, so that's good. How much are we? Opium taxes over 1,000, so all of these taxes are at least 1,000 that we're making from them. So that's definitely good news for us. And government administration in Amhara is coming along. How's the... Right, so chemical plant is still at day 31 weeks. Oh, right, actually, that's a good point. I was thinking about maybe switching back to this iron frame buildings, but we don't have the iron for that. Like, the market is still starved for iron. If we start using more for construction, then that's not going to help anything. Solo will get some plantations at least, and then more barracks, so that should be getting us to 55 battalions total. I suppose what I could do, I mean, we've got 250,000 over there, we've got well over 300,000 over here, so about 1/3 in here. Just going to build another 5 barracks there, so we can get to 60 battalions total, 20 from Arabia and 40 from Ethiopia. Actually, that reminds me, we could also just promote this one for now, so that he can actually command all the battalions in there. Now, we should be getting some more bureaucracy soon. Then after that, the tobacco, some barracks, railways, some logging, lead mines. Diplomats expel. Okay, right. Egypt, are you ready to fire France? You're probably not. Let's be honest. 400, but I suppose that might call, or might pull in some of the others, like Russia is protective of me. Depends a lot, of course, where it happens. If they declare war on me on Arabia, then we can probably get a lot of help there, or some help at least. Maybe even from America. But Russia might be a fairly valid option there. If it happens in Ethiopia, well, actually Russia does have interest in there as well. So we've got a bit of a protection network in there. Not a lot, mind you, but it's probably going to help us. We've reduced the radicals by 1/3 in the past year. Oh, Marina is improving relations. Alright then. Oh, right, actually, Zanzibar. Oh, we got good relations with you. Never mind. I mean, can we see unavailable things here? So, if we were to... Oh, unify Arabia. Oh, right. We'll get a sort of special casus belli. But if we were to conquer state... So Zanzibar, there might not be anyone joining their side, but of course we don't have a fleet yet. That's probably something we should start working on getting a bit of a naval basis. We'll just get at least 5 for now. So just get it started. And then later on... Oh, actually, that does remind me. Development-wise, yeah, we should go probably for the Power of the Purse at least. Nothing else we can actually do in there, admittedly. Making a good £3,000 per week. And our GDP is now 31. Are we in the top 10? No, we're still in number 12. Brazil is 33.7, so we're not that far behind. Right, we still got a bit of iron shortage and iron and coal. Iron that needs coal. So we just need to get some more coal. I don't suppose there's a lot of good options for importing it though. Well, I suppose we'll buy some from Russian market. It doesn't hurt at this stage. At least getting a little bit of extra coal. Like right now, I'm pretty sure that it's just my traders bring that 15 coal into the market. If we put in all routes, we can see that there is a decent bit of trades in here. And the French are oh right, the French are also buying a lot of dyes and opium and coffee from us. Then the Ottomans are selling a lot of weapons and many other things in the industrial barriers. In Gondor, once again. Yeah, I suppose we'll take that one. So that means that we'll lose a decent bit of authority there. Right. I suppose we could stop bolstering maybe... We also need to bolster one of the groups though, didn't we? If we stop bolstering that one... Oh, how they made it so that it costs more. Oh. Right, it used to be 100. Alright then. Well, that would explain where the extra 100 went then. Right, so we are less than 2 years away from the breech-loading artillery. I think that's going to be the sort of troop quality that we need to be able to hold our ground, at least to some degree, in defensive against most of the enemies. And then, of course, we'll need to keep on... Oh! Oh, right. Austria took half of Crete in here for the trade port. Alright, then. Not a lot of provinces in there. So, Oman, is that... That is independent still. I suppose that's one of the things that we could also... Actually, what do they have in that state? In terms of resources, there is coal there. Oh. Okay, I think we have a new plan then. What we're going to do is... we are going to remove that interest and put it on Persia. And then we can take the last bits of Oman. They don't really have an army. So once we get a bit of fleet going... So we're not going to do that immediately, but if we could get... part of this state, then we could maybe even fight against Persia later on. They are very good true spirits about us though. Like if we take Oman, we can get some coal mines so we can at least produce out some of our own coal, which means that we can then produce, well, I suppose we'll just go as high production there as possible. We'll probably get a lot of money on our market because there's not a lot of others that aren't doing anything about that. There's not a lot of pops here, so there's probably going to be not a lot of food production in this state, just mostly coal mines. We don't really want to have any industry there either, to be fair. Right, so we're getting another wheat farm in Yemen. That's going to be done very shortly. And we're getting now the barracks in Amhara. So the wheat farm, yeah, it's 4 weeks away. Then we're going to get another shipyard in Hedjaz. Actually... Oh, right, so that is a new shipyard entirely, isn't it? I do wonder, should we go away from the canneries? That would mean a little bit less fish used. Also less iron. Bit less groceries, but I suppose since the production is stifled a little bit by the lack of iron, I think that's not necessarily the worst idea. Over here we can probably still keep it going, because over here we've got access to the iron. For the most part, anyway. So it's not quite... Actually, it is still complaining about the lack of iron. We've got some pops available in here, so let's just put in an extra iron mine to be built. Let's probably put that to auto-expand. Now we're making 4,000, almost 5,000. I suppose what we could do is improve the government wages a little bit. So that's going to start improving our prestige, among other things, and the intelligentsia should be slightly happy about that. As well as petty bourgeoisie. And then we get the extra prestige, so yeah, that'll be okay. In the meanwhile, so... other than the Russian port over there... oh, they did take the Outer Manchuria over there at some point. I'm pretty sure that Jing starts with that still. Oh, did they lose the... yeah, I think they lost the part of Tomsk over there as well. Hey, Kendrick Cranes. Right, so now we've got... actually, I wonder if it's going to start spreading the breech-loading artillery shells or not. No, it's the enlistment officers. I mean, that's going to be more conscripted battalions, which, to be fair, I rarely use the conscripts. Like, they can be very useful, but at the same time, it is a lot of money or stuff away from your industry, so that can be very bad. Let's see, we've got 123,000 loyalists. That is still going up slowly. And over here we are... yeah, we reduce it by about 136,000 in the past year. So it's slowly dropping, but if we have a look at the sort of map in here, we can see that everything else except our capital is very radical right now. And even our capital has a bit of radicalism in there. So did we actually fix any of the turmoil in here? It's still pretty bad in here, which is slowing down the construction speeds drastically. Over here it's slightly less, I suppose. What are we missing over here? So we're missing lead and iron, but it's not too bad. And Gondor also has a bit of a problem there. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting 11,000. Oh. Not entirely sure how that happened. I'm not complaining. But what we could do is maybe lower the taxes even further. That might be a bit of an overkill. But at the same time, that's going to improve the legitimacy, so we are going to get even more loyalists. And then I'm pretty sure that we're not going to be losing a lot of money, as we can see. Like, balance is minus 200 right now, and I'm sure that it's going to... oh, there we go. Now it's improved again. And the standard of living will probably start slowly growing. It's been a bit stagnant for the past few years. But we are making some progress in there. So the French, are they still... yeah, they're still trying to reduce our relations. Let's... no, Russians, we already got good relations. We can improve relations with... oh, pretty sure ours is improving relations with us. Sure. Now, one of the things that I could do... we don't have the ships yet. Are we getting the... no, the naval bases are still pretty far away. I suppose what I could do instead is start building some more of the... sort of just basic construction offices. Build one over there. It's going to take a decent bit of resources overall, but I'm sure that it will be fine. Undeserved blame. Rather lose 5% authority, or ignore it, we'll just take the authority drop there. We've still got enough sort of leeway in there that wasn't causing any issues. I don't suppose... no, we only got 7% chance on passing this one. Although I suppose it wouldn't anger the landowners too much, but we would make a lot of others happy, so I'm going to try passing that. And see if we can't get the... well, like, now we're getting a lot of bonuses from, like, extra logging and agriculture and ranch throughput. We get the offense and defense for the military. Industrialists give the... actually, no, industrialists went part of that, but then the society tech cost is minus 10% as well. So, you know, there's a lot of good stuff in there, overall. We've got a population of 17.5 million by now. Well, we've still got more than a third of the population radicals, but it's slowly getting better, and now we're making 9,000 per week, actually. So that means that, yeah, now might be a perfect time to start increasing construction speed a little bit. Do we have one in Gondor? We do have at least one in there. We've got one in our capital. We do have one in Yemen. Do these take infrastructure? I don't... well, they might use a tiny bit, but probably not a full bit at least. I'm going to build another... oh, Agrarian Party has been formed. Alright. So who's in which party? Agrarian Party is on their own. Liberal Party is Intelligentsia. And the Free Trade Party is Industrialist. The Conservative Party is as is, and Radical Party is still the Armed Forces. So, it might be Agrarian and Conservative coalition for the next government, by the looks of it. I suppose another thing that we should really do is get another university. Get one over there. And one over here. I'm not going to put those to the top of the list, mind you. But we're going to slowly start getting a bit more construction speed. And especially, that means that... Oh, we got 25 million in the investment pool. Alright then, so we definitely have way too little construction by the looks of it. But it's just, we've been paying a lot per year. Just to Egypt. So that's been causing a lot of issues there. Debate success. Okay, now we've got 70% chance of passing the dedicated police force law. Still far from guaranteed, mind you. Right, so what did we get in here? No, I think it just... Hold on, no, we did get something in there. It wasn't railway, was it? No. We still need a lot more railways in here, actually. Well, we've got one underway, but I suppose due to the lack of coal, we're not getting a full amount. Raise for change. I'm going to say the plus 20% chance for the dedicated police force, because if we can get that one passed, probably not going to have, no, I don't think there's going to be an election first. But if we can pass that one, then we've got a good chance that the landowners will start losing a bit more power, and then of course the radicals are not going to be growing quite as quickly. So that will definitely be a good news for us. The breech loading artillery is going to be done in 10 weeks. After that, we could maybe go for some more production. Well, the steam donkey is going to be done soon. Before probably even we get this one. Yeah, that's up to 7 weeks at most. Then after that, well, rubber mastication would unlock the rubber plantations, which we are going to get a few at least in our territory. And then I suppose another thing could be for the dynamite. Actually, that's not a bad one. Getting the dynamite, so we can then start using those, or using explosives in the mines without risking too many people lost. But, Oman, do you have, you don't really have an army. I do wonder if I was to do this one, would anyone join against me? Now, I wouldn't be able to do a landing anytime soon, but I suppose the problem might be for them that, oh, well, yeah, we've got a pretty good income now. Okay, well, in that case, we could even start reducing some of the consumption taxes, maybe. Right, I'm going to wait for that one to at least roll once before we do anything. I'm going to start bolstering the armed forces, actually. And hopefully we can get just a little bit more chance on here. Or maybe already past this. We don't have a lot of time to do the reform. Oh, there we go. So now it should reduce the conservative clout at least. Right, so I suppose we're going to bring the rule folk into the government. They're still going to be fairly formidable overall. Not going to go... Well, I mean, we could probably remove the colonial exploitation soon. We've got the dedicated police force. Taxation laws we can't really change for the better. Mercantilism we probably won't be able to switch out of for the time being. So I suppose there's not really that much going on in the law system in there, which is a bit of a shame. There we go. We've got the artillery researched. I'm going to start working on the dynamite already. And then let's actually go ahead and switch all the artillery into shrapnel artillery. It does mean that ammunition is going to be a lot more expensive. But that is something that I can produce myself to some degree anyway. Of course, the lead price and both the explosives price is as well pretty high. But we could probably increase the production here. I mean, after we get the extra lead mines, that is. Oh, we got... Oh, iron mine in Somaliland is going to be built. Alright, steam donkey unlock. Good. What are we going to get next spreading in there? The production... Open hearth process. Alright. I mean, that's not actually too bad. So we're still making £3,000 per week. We did get a little bit extra construction speed. Oh, and pharmaceuticals unlock. Oh, right. So that would unlock another healthcare level there, which honestly would be quite nice. Just raw reducing the mortality, but we can't, or we don't have the bureaucracy for that yet. We've got another 2 government administrations being built. One in Gondar and one in Amhara, but we're not quite there yet. But there we go. We're getting some of that. Oh, right, we're getting some of the money probably from the construction due to the fact that we're making infrastructure there. So Mahara, that is still minus 49% construction efficiency there. And I'm guessing Gondar has minus 32. So it's still pretty bad. But at least it's slowly getting better. And I suppose once we get the railway in Amhara, that's going to improve the amount of stuff that we get out of there. Right, we're going to get the mortality anyway. I suppose we'll start increasing trade unionists' political strength a little bit. They are still marginalized, same with the petty bourgeoisie. At least things are slowly getting better. I think the clout on landowners are going to start going down. They're not particularly happy about the fact that we switched the police law, but they're not that upset, luckily. Industrialists are also contributing a lot to the investment pool, so that's good to keep in mind. How far are we? Well, actually, we're pretty far away from the naval bases still. I'm going to put one of these to the top of the list, just so we get a bit of a fleet, so that if and when we declare war on Yemen, because they do not have an army, not Yemen, Oman, sorry, and we can get the coal mines over here, hopefully. Organized crime, oh. Time to have government expenses or less authority. Right, I suppose we'll pay an extra 5,000 per week now for that then. So another livestock ranch up in the north here. Do we have enough tools to actually switch back to the butchering tools or something? No, the meat price is just so bad that it's not worth it. I suppose, actually, we all look at the things that we got a lot. Meat is one of the things that we got a lot. So if we were to export some of this, for example, to the French market, we can get a decent bit of money out of that. It's not necessarily going to be enough for a lot of the stuff, but, you know, it's a step to the correct direction for sure. And then we can maybe even... Well, the butchering tools might just about be worth it. We'll put that in there. Not necessarily everywhere, but just, like, in a few places. So we got a GDP of... Oh, we're number 11 now. About 1 million behind of Brazil. So we should be able to get that soon. We got the iron mines in Somaliland... Well, one iron mine in Somaliland being constructed. And then we got a tobacco plantation being made. So the liquor consumption is still... Well, it's probably not all that much, quite frankly. I mean, there's probably a decent bit in Ethiopia. Speaking of which, all around here anyway, how's the incorporation coming along? That's 8 months away in Oromia, and that one's 11 years. This one's not even started yet, because we just don't have the bureaucracy for that. But we'll get there, hopefully, underway at some point. So Persia, I think, well, we've got pretty good relations with you already. We could form defensive pact with Sind. I don't know if that's going to be the best. I could also improve relations with Austria. They don't really like me, but I could maybe improve relations at least a little bit. And then, right, so the chemical plant is still missing a bit of iron. We don't have a lot of bureaucracy. We could maybe just about go ahead and import some more iron from somewhere. For example, British market would be pretty decent. We got land access there, so we don't need any convoys. There's a little bit extra bureaucracy lost, but at the same time, getting more iron into the market might not be a bad idea. And looks like the radicals, yeah, we lost another 250,000 in the past year. So that is good. The loyalists are slowly going up. It's not massive amounts, mind you, but the fact that we managed to lower the taxes has meant that the standard of living is almost back to 11. Still not particularly high, sort of, worldwide comparison, but, you know, we started with fairly humble beginnings here. So I'd say we've done a decent job on getting some of the stuff back. Oh, right, Britain has a bit of a problem there. So, if I was to declare war on... or independence war against Egypt, there might be nations joining. I have a feeling that France would probably join against me, or declare another war against me while the revolution is going. But we do have the troop quality in a pretty decent state right now. If we have a look at some of these troops, for example, we got attack of 73 and defense of 86. So that's honestly not bad. Plus, we are going to be getting a bit more troops. Once we get to the point of 60 battalions, we might be able to at least get a defensive victory against Egypt. They've still got light infantry and mobile artillery. So if we have a look at their stats here, so it's 35 and 50. So I don't think, like, unless they get a lot of extra troops in there, they probably wouldn't be able to punch through my defenses. Now, we don't have... Oh, actually, we do have a flotilla now. So if we were to do the war against Oman first... They don't like me. I don't blame them for that, but they don't like me. So if I do the Conqueror State, they don't have any battalions. We've got only one flotilla right now. We can hire a admiral for that. But then let's go for this one. And then we will recruit an admiral in Arabia. I suppose it's going to be a landowner. Let's see, that would be morale loss but more offense and defense. Or pious would be less morale loss but less kill rate. I'm going to go with the pious one, actually. That'll be fine. So now we can then let's wait for the things. I mean, maybe we'll activate the army in Arabia already. Mobilize. It's going to cost us a little bit. I'm sure that that's going to be alright. So is anyone... No one's leaning either side, at least. And then we can get some of the coal mines there. I don't... Oh, right, actually, I just realised something. So we haven't got on the... Yeah, we've got close borders. We'd have to get industrialists or petty bourgeoisie into power to be able to get the migration controls. Or no migration controls. Which is basically just industrialists. So, unless we can get industrialists into power, we can't really have the people moving about, which is a bit of a shame. I don't think we're going to do much about that, but since industrialists and landowners are kind of opposite, well, not really opposites, but on the opposite sides of the thing, it usually does make a bit of a problem. They are fearful, they have no military, so it's possible that no one will join, or hopefully no one will join this, and then if there is a war, we can just land in troops and be done with it, but otherwise we may need to do... Well, actually, there might not be any fighting. But we'll see how it goes. We've got one army activated, that'll probably be sufficient. Oh, is there a land access through here, actually? No. Not as far as I can tell, anyway. I mean, we can have a look if there's any... Nope, there's no front line, so that's fine. To begin construction. Oh, no, they are going to have at least one battalion there. Right, that might be bad. How about we put in another naval base up to the top then? Admittedly, getting that railway down would be very useful as well, but right now... I mean, they might still be... They are fearful. If they don't get anyone to help them, they might still surrender. But it's not guaranteed. They are very pessimistic about that, but of course, I don't have a land access to get there. I don't have a lot of fleet, but I can get more fleet, of course. So mostly this boils down to can we get a good enough landing in there. Well, the war has started. Work is for everyone, or Sudanese in Tunisia. Okay. I'd say work is for everyone. We're gonna lose a little bit of the modifiers in there for the opposition or non-government groups. Oh, they got stuff over there as well. Yeah, no, we're gonna do landing there. That's fully mobilized. So now it's just a matter of take a treaty port in Ethiopia. How good are the American armies? They got bicycle messengers. There's only mobile artillery and light infantry. So if we just have someone defending the ground here, like I'll just mobilize you, you're going to be standing by in Ethiopia. We might still be able to win that. Oh, they've got... Right, they got France helping there. Okay, never mind, that's going to be bad. I have a feeling that they'll just give up without a fight. Alright, let's just close the interest group for now while we're at war, because things going up and down constantly is not very helpful for the... Oh, elected brokers, alright. We're also sides with Egypt. Oh, good. So we've got at least a lot of troops on our side. Now, whether that's going to be very helpful or not, I don't know. Where is their front line? Oh, right, it's this front... Well, no, it's not that front line, actually. Is this a different war? Oh, the Russians have another war going on, and so it's showing us this front line there. Okay, so Russians might not be actually all that much help in this war. Honestly, if I have to lose a treaty port in Somaliland for a while, that's fine, as long as I can get Oman or bits of Persia in here to get some coal going, and then we can maybe start building our own industry. And then, you know, it might also... Well, actually, what's the... No, there's only the treaty port, and you want war operations. Alright then. Well, they'll have to do the landing regardless. Speaking of landings, our landing is going to happen in 8 days. We only got one flotilla there right now. We are going to get a second one, hopefully, at some point. But it might take a while, so... Oh, there we go. We managed to push through, and we're going to be conquering pretty much all of this. So they should be losing their war support rather quickly, at least. So there we go, that is going to be done there. I don't think we need to necessarily do a landing into the port over here. There's a different state, so they won't be conquered entirely, but they will lose this area, which is really important for... Well, mostly for the coal mines, really, let's be honest. We might be getting a decent... Well, actually, the population over here is only 100,000. So it's not too bad. But through me, they'll at least get a decent bit more stuff in. Right, so we're going to have to fight the French, don't we? let's have a look at their troop quality. Oh, they've got silk plantations in here. Alright. So, they've got skirmish infantry, shrapnel artillery, so it's basically the same as I do. At least that battalion, I suppose. So if we have a look at their capital, is that going to be any different? Not really. So us defending might still be worthwhile. Oh, now there's a push for the elected bureaucrats. I mean, that would be reducing the institution cost multiplier. But at the same time, the taxation capacity is quite handy. Speaking of taxation capacity, didn't we get this one incorporated already? We did. Oh, and there's a tiny bit of lack of infrastructure there still. But we could probably just fix that with another railway. Also, I do realize that we've got a lot of trade routes probably with France, which we'll have to cancel for now. Which does reduce the amount of bureaucracy that we need to pay. At least in theory. In practice, it might not be all that good. Egypt backs down. Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Right, so what did they get? A port. Okay, well, that wasn't that bad then. I mean, they got some pops in there, but nothing too bad. It's 11.7 thousand. Now they got access to the market, though. But in the meanwhile, we're going to win a war over here. So yeah, like, it was a bit unfortunate that this happened, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. Like, we didn't lose that much, all things considered. We still got 1.4 million pops on our side of Somaliland. Right, are they? No, they're not willing to take the peace deal quite yet. But now they're getting a lot closer. They're losing almost 12 points of war exhaustion or war support per week there. And also, I do realize that we're quite a bit over time, but we're just going to wait for this peace deal before we end the episode. Now we're also losing a lot of money, but that might be mostly... Actually, let's have a look. Right, what did we stopped the coal import at least. I suppose that's one of the things. Could I import coal from America now? I mean, in theory, yes. I don't know if they've got enough. We'll start import some from British market. And then we should have a lot of meat to export again. Although we don't have the bureaucracy. But, oh wow, that's a massive amount of money we could get from the British market again. Alright then, so why are we spending all of this? We've got generals, we've got some trade routes, institutions. So it hasn't really increased that much. I suppose the population has been slowly growing. Oh, we did just get another... Yeah, we did just incorporate this one, didn't we? Right, so that's what happened. We've got the taxation capacity in here. But we might want to get another level for the government administration regardless. I mean, we've got some government administration already being made, but, you know, slowly but surely. Oh, and Amhara got a bit of a railway done. Does that unlock the... Well, rather, does that... No, the infrastructure is still pretty bad in there. And Oman will take the peace deal now, finally. There we go, so let's just quickly have a look at the things. So, furniture manufacturer, you've got a little bit employees there, but I don't think you need to be active there. We want you to be focusing mostly on the coal mining. I mean, if we unpause for a moment, so we've got 7,000, so that should be enough to fill the coal mines. And we could probably even put the rail transportation there, just to reduce the workers needed. And we can also put this one, since it's a coal mine, let's put all the massive stuff there. We could maybe reduce the workforce need a little bit with the steam donkey as well, and put that to level 3. We don't have the dynamite yet, but we will have that. But that's going to be our sort of way of getting that stuff. And let's put in the cargo port in here. That's going to allow us to get a bit better infrastructure in here. Not that we necessarily need that much higher, but it probably won't hurt. I suppose there's also... Oh, actually, that's already on soil enriching. Good. And the intensive grazing is something that we'll put in. But with that, we are definitely out of time for this episode. So, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.